Well, welcome back to Who the F***. It's the show that aims to take a deep dive in some of the acts performing across festival season in 2022. In today's episode, we're looking at part 2 of Kendrick Lamar. If you've not watched part 1, there's a little link up here. I highly recommend going and watching that first. This one follows on very nicely. But without further ado, if you've never heard of him before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the F*** is Kendrick Lamar? Okay, so we've established him as an artist. He's signed to Top Dog Entertainment with like 4 other really f***ing cool artists that he's in a group called Black Hippie with. He has released his first 2 albums, then went on to release the record Control, which puts him right at the forefront of the hip hop game. And that's kind of where we left part 1. And then in 2014, he went on to perform at the 2014 Grammys, joining Imagine Dragons on stage to perform a live mashup of Mad City and Radioactive. And in hindsight, it was bloody brilliant.
This is it, the apocalypse.
At the end of 2014, he had released 2 records that would really start to lay the foundations of his career. The first was the Grammy-winning I.
Everybody looking at you crazy.
And the second was a team-up with the remarkable Flying Lotus on the record Never Catch Me.
I can see the darkness in me and it's quite amazing. Life and death is no mystery and I want to taste it.
Both records really depart from the typical constraints of hip-hop in favour of this major soul and jazz influence. Oh, it was just so good. And then in February 2015, Kendrick dropped the politically charged Blacker the Berry.
I'm the biggest hypocrite in 2015. Once I finish this, witnesses will contagious what I mean.
TDE co-president Terrence Henderson tweeted an image of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. side by side, with MLK representing the track I and Malcolm X representing the track Blacker the Berry. Both would feature on Kendrick's 3rd studio album titled To Pimp a Butterfly, quoted by many as his magnum opus, scoring a 96 on Metacritic, calling the album ambitious, doesn't capture the order and magnitude in which Lamar has expanded his scope, as he moves from the singular to the plural without ever straying from the personal. As a project that's substantially left field in Good Kid, Mad City's wake, To Pimp a Butterfly will almost inevitably receive more acclaim for critics than fans. Kendrick wasn't focused on retaining the considerable large audiences he attracted with his predecessor, and the album's stronger for that, proving that he'll keep us guessing for years to come. We all know that's true. Kendrick has truly solidified his place in rap history with this album. The record went on to feature singles King Kuta,
Where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kuta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him.
These Walls, which also features Thundercat, as well as the record All Right, chanted at many Black Lives Matter protests over the past few years.
We gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright.
The record How Much a Dollar Cost revisits a real-life story of an interaction with the homeless man in Johannesburg.
It's a true story. I always flirted with the idea, just my imagination, you know, rolling past bums or homeless and saying to myself, what if this is not a human form, but this is a mortal form of an angel testing your integrity to actually stop, not just give him money, but talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And was noted to be Barack Obama's favourite track of the year in 2015.
How much a dollar really costs? The question is detrimental, paralyzed in my thoughts.
In May 2015, he shocked us all by dropping a verse on the single release of Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, a decision that felt incredibly out of character, especially following the kind of left field and politically driven nature of To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm not angry about it, it just felt, I don't know, odd.
I can't take it back, look where I'm at. We was OG like DOC, remember that.
Before collaborating with fellow TDE and Black Hippie member J-Rock on the record Vice City.
Big money, big booty bitches, man, that shit gon' be there for me. Big problems, I must admit it, man.
In 2016, he released an album of B-sides that supported To Pimp a Butterfly called Untitled, and as an album, it would quite comfortably compete with the majority of his peers. Each track is also called Entitled with an added date stamp to separate them, my favourite being Untitled 02, 06, 23, 2014.
Bitch, get out the way.
Bitch, get out the way.
I'm the only way.
we can fornicate.
He would continue to collaborate and feature on many other records throughout 2016 and 2017, with standouts including the outstanding No More Parties in LA, taken from Kanye's seventh album, The Life of Pablo.
It was more than soft porn for the K, man. She remember my sprinter, said I was in the great fan. Well, cutie, I like your bougie booty.
Travis Scott's Goosebumps.
I wanna green like, I wanna be like, I wanna press my mama dear, spare your feelings. I'm reliving moments, feeling more residual.
As well as Rich Kid's New Freezer.
Rule of the day, get a view every day, get a bitch with a tan by the pool every day, get a click with a plan, give a jewel every day. I never sleep, I gotta eat.
And an outrageous remix of Future's Mask Off.
She said she broke down when Prince died. Bitch, my hair down, Prince lived through me.
I'm gonna wrap up part 2 here. It's kind of the middle part of Kendrick's career. It was such an exciting time. He really took himself from being the up-and-comer to the GOAT. And To Pimp a Butterfly just feels like such a monumental time for him in hip-hop, music, art. Like, everyone had an opinion on that album when it came out, and it was just so out there, and most people didn't get it because it didn't sound like a rap album, and that's what was so good about it. He really shows how dexterous you can be as an MC and a poet. So we'll wait for the next part to go into the later tracks. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed part 2 as much as you enjoyed part 1. If you did, a little like does everything. Hey, I love a comment. That's great. The interaction, I reply to every single one of them. And if you want to join me on this ride, hit that subscribe button. It really helps. We're going on a journey of music discovery here. These have been coming now for 4 years, so I ain't showing no sign of slowing down. Let me know what you have to say. What do you think of this part of Kendrick's period? It was just so exciting to me, and I'm just intrigued to see what everyone thinks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.